Well, hi. I just want to talk to you and briefly touch on how to be high on health, how to make yourself an amazing attitude to keep working on the things that you want, even though you sometimes are human and it's not your fault really. This society we're all driven to, live to eat rather than to eat to live sometimes. So I want you to try to think about how to stay high on health for yourself, how to make it what really floats your boat, and the things that you do, the foods that you prepare, how to make them a wonderful gift to yourself. Going to a farmer's market this time of year for me is just such a treat, and picking up new things, because remember, our gut health is very dependent on how we feel. So just those little shifts in the changes in the things that we're eating today will make a difference in how we feel. And so by being proactive and giving yourself what you need, it will really make a difference to your health. So one of the things that I think about when I eat is what is the frequency of this food? Is it dead as a doornail, or is it full of energy and health for me? And everything has a frequency. Our cars, our, just stool that I'm sitting on, a light has frequency, and they can be measured. And, when we're high in energy, our energy is higher. That can be measured by other people and by ourselves, by those around us. So it's really important to give yourself an opportunity to get things that will keep you on that higher frequency level. Some of the things that help are natural foods that are healthy. When you eat well, it increases the frequency of your body from the foods that you eat. When you use the essential oils, our body is electrical, and our limbic system and our brain and the neurons in our body can pick up that ability to connect and to feel better and to shift, and it just keeps us more balanced. So these are things that I do to stay on a high frequency. Now, a lot of it is learning to overcome our limiting beliefs and flipping things in a way that we, when we get a negative thought, we can work it around. Or if somebody says something that we may think could be an insult, for us to turn it into something that we, you know, mull around in our brains and feel bad about. That's a choice that we make. And I choose to know that my intentions and my desires are good, and the things that I share with others, I do it in a way to build and strengthen. I believe that sharing with other people things that will help them be more healthy and more mindful of that is a gift that is to be shared. It's something, if it can change someone's life for the better, worth sharing. So those are my desires, and I feel invigorated and really enlightened by other people that are similar. So some people are just kind of born that way. And my friend Angelique is one of them. And I'm just going to let her share a little bit about, how she keeps herself in a high frequency. And I hope that this video will help you in your health journey. Just look around you, do things that make you feel well, get your exercise, get your drinks, get your fluids down, get your good supplements. These will improve your body's ability to stay well and to shift and to stay upbeat. And then use the oils throughout the day to help you stay balanced and focused. And lastly, just keep good food, good physical stuff. All of this will help your emotional and your spiritual vibrations as well. Okay, so keep that in mind as you go forward when with your health journey.
Our goals change every day, and I think sometimes they even change multiple times a day. If you're like me, my human experience is that I will wake up and have a goal when I'm feeling really positive and really excited for my accomplishments for the day. And as the day progresses and I maybe get worn down or more things get piled on my list, sometimes I think that original goal was maybe not realistic.
Exactly.
And one of the things that I have always done, and I do it more now, is that I am consciously aware of what I think. And I think it all starts with our thoughts. And so you'll probably notice in your own life that if you have a positive thought, you think something positive about a situation or yourself, then it can tend to lead to more positive things. And vice versa, right? You have a negative thought, oh, I'm not good enough for that, or that's just too hard, I can't do it, or whatever your thought is. Um, I'm too fat, I'm too thin, I'm too whatever. It leads to a belief about yourself or the thing, which will lead to more thoughts along the same lines. And we will then continue to look for evidence for whatever those thoughts are. So I think that being aware of what you're thinking and choosing your next thought very carefully, because it's that little I'm not even sure what to call it, just little steps that we have a thought, then we have a belief about it, then what we believe we take action on, which creates a habit, which really creates our whole life. And we just do that over and over again. And so one of the things that I like to do is when I'm aware of a thought that I don't want to have, or something that I don't necessarily want in my life and I want to change it, I'll think about the new thought, and I'll get out one of my favorite oils, which is wild orange, and I'll smell that oil while I'm thinking the positive thought. And it creates a connection between our olfactory nerve up to our brain. And then each time I get that oil out and I smell that scent, it helps me to be more positive. And the more I do it, the more it creates a habit, and the more simple and easier it is for my brain to be positive.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I really think everything that we think, like she said to me earlier, helps us. We look for those things, our thoughts, and we make them happen. So what we think, and if we're saying, I am such a tech-tard or whatever, and then we try to do things, we've already set our brain up to not solve problems. And I think the gift of our brain and our intellect and whatever abilities we have is a powerful thing. And what we really overlook is our power, not our weakness. So we should be looking at ourselves as good and creative as we are. So we're going to be talking about realigning ourselves. And first of all, I want to just ask a question. How do you get your body to stay well? What are some of the ways that you navigate the real difficult things individually? Just share. Anybody have any suggestions of what they do? Because her thought on thoughts was a really great kickoff. So what do you do to stay well? How do you keep your brain in gear? How do you stay on top of your game? Keep the eye of the tiger.
We know what to do, we just don't do it.
Okay. I love it. That's why we're here, Suzanne.
We approach them like they're bubbles. And so if you keep blowing more bubbles, you get more bubbles, right? So if we have one bubble and this is our thought, the more we perseverate on it, it's like burying it inside of lots and lots of bubbles. So when we have these thoughts, if we just like stop for a minute and go pop them all, then it's easy that we can go find something different. So that's kind of what I've had to do in order to get out of one thought into something different. So
Pop the
just like,
bubbles.
oh, I love baby cows doesn't always work.
So check out part 2 of the Realign Yourself to Health video on physical, emotional, and spiritual health.